Hello and greetings to all. Through this video, I'm actually beginning a new thread which also discusses the tale of Huitzilopochtli and the very colorful characters therein. Cuauhtemoc, his mother, his older sister Coyolxauhqui, and the legion of brothers of Huitzilopochtli. Now, it is very traditional for us to believe that a lot of these tales discuss events and happenings from a very distant past. However, we must remember that they are actually supposed to apply to the various stages of the development of a certain people. Now, rather than being an event in the past, in the very distant past, of course, a lot of these myths are partially historical as well as mythological in content. And Huitzilopochtli is said to have been a historical person who was later, or perhaps during his life, deified into the concept that we have now of the so-called Aztec god of war. I was actually at the gym working out. A lot of ideas do flow through whenever I'm working out. I guess it's just the opening of energy fields and whatnot. Or maybe the oxygen deprivation, who knows. But anywho, I began to think that perhaps, and there's another tradition that speaks about these years of darkness. And of course, it is also controversial since a lot of people assert that it is actually not historical. But Cuauhtemoc's last speech delivered to his people did mention a lot of symbols, which, if we consider them carefully, can be very important teachings in their own. He referred to a period of darkness in which our sun, our figurative sun, since of course the sun, has never concealed himself, our figurative sun, which is the era of Mexica, of Mexican dominance over this, lower portion of the North American continent. Our sun was concealed during these years of darkness. Now, the name Cuauhtemoc essentially means eagle in descent or descending eagle. So the eagle, which is to represent a lot of very, lofty, characteristics of a person or a group of people, has descended, has lowered. For the time being, the eagle has descended. But he also did promise that our sun would return. And I've discussed in his other videos how a lot of cultures, particularly a lot of indigenous cultures, analogize between the sun and the eagle. So the fact that Cuauhtemoc as the eagle has descended and the sun will be concealed from us are pretty much in the same vibration. But he did make a promise that our sun would return. Therefore, the eagle that once descended will once again take flight. And that is going to be made possible not by us believing in some prophecy. That is one of the things that I discuss with Christians who are just simply going with the flow, because they have accepted and they have pretty much acquiesced to the fact that we can't do anything to remediate the current circumstances because it's all written in the book of Revelation. Well, I believe that we can definitely have an integral part in the developing of the events. So as a Mexican people, in order for our sun to return, in order for the eagle that once descended through the Emperor Cuauhtemoc, for the eagle to once again resume its flight, we need to awaken consciously. We need to, first of all, reconnect to where our ancestors left off, because they had a trajectory of many hundreds, if not thousands of years, developing into a certain way, giving us priceless contributions such as maize, our diets, So we do need to reconnect so that we can start at the point that they were interrupted from continuing forth because of invasion. It is very important that we do not take this 500 years of darkness as something that is going to extinguish us. Now, in the previous video, I did discuss the figurative womb. Well, now that our sun is concealed, now that our eagle has descended, we are in a figurative cocoon. Now, it is very important that while we are in this cocoon, we develop the powerful warriors that'll bring forth the sixth sun. That'll make sure that our sun returns, that'll make sure that the eagle once again resumes its flight. I will continue to discuss this in detail, so please stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe.